What is up, guys? It's Verns back here again with another Supercoach video. I know, it's been ages. Look, I just first of all like to apologize and appreciate all those that have tuned into this video today because this is probably the worst I've ever been when it's come to Supercoach. Over the last 4 years I've done it. I've been pretty religious at getting videos out each and every week, even when I had no subs, and I just liked doing it. This year's been a hard year doing it. Honestly, I just probably a bit of a bounce back effect of last year as well. We had a really poor year last year, but we kept powering through. And this year it's been another poor year again. And I'm just not feeling in love with it right now, and that's probably a bit of my team sucking as well. We're out of trades. There's nothing to really do in Supercoach, and kind of just lost a little bit in that aspect. I mean, I messed up this season. We all know I messed up this season. It's a bad season. And just seeing people pump out massive scores week in, week out because they played the game differently. They didn't play so aggressively early. It's just, yeah, it's a bit painful. And you don't know how these things are going to go. I mean, this year, I think it was a better year for those guys to actually be a little bit more conservative, hold on to those rookies longer, and yeah, those guys that played for leagues just have such good teams now that it's crazy. And I think if you played more towards that, not completely towards that, but more towards it, you probably just ended up with a better team overall. Where me, I was hyper aggressive early, used a lot of trades early, got ahead in premiums early, but I had more value premiums than actual premiums. And now it's bit me in the ass as I have too many value premiums where, a lot of these guys that have played for leagues have like uber premiums, and yeah, just played for better late games. So just overall, my team sucks. Not feeling good about it. We're dropping ranks each week, and yeah, it's a pretty painful end to the season, honestly. So yeah, my motivation's been pretty far down the toilet, as well as just nothing to really do in the game at this point of the season. I mean, that's no real excuse. Um, but yeah, I would like to appreciate all those that have tuned in, liked, and subscribed for the consistent injections. Well, I say consistent, it hasn't been consistent. But we do have the NBL season coming up soon. I'm pretty excited for that. I do think I'll be jumping more enthusiastically into that content when it comes out. The teams in NBL look stacked this year, like the actual rosters they've put together. They look insane. It's not just one team with a star-studded lineup. It's three, four teams with star-studded lineups, and I'm like, damn, this is actually nuts. I say 3-4. There's more than 3-4. I mean, yeah, Perth having JLA, that's massive as it is. Obviously, Jalen Adams going to Brisbane, insane. Sydney's lineup is always. Melbourne getting Milton Doyle, which is nuts. Adelaide's lineup, which is crazy. Can still need to put a team together, but Warrnambourg's been in insane form over in the BSN. I think that's the name of the league that he's over in. Turkey League, I think. Something along those lines, but he's crushing it over there. And yeah, just a lot of really cool players. So yeah, something I'll be super excited for, and something I'll jump back into. Yeah, I'll probably have a meet up with Pleb and Boz in the year, and yeah, maybe go watch a game with them or something. So I'm excited for that, and just yeah, really disappointed with how the AFL season's gone. Obviously, EPL's come out. I don't watch soccer, so I don't know, and I'm not going to do any content on it. I've made a team, but I've made a team where I literally went in, looked at the highest owned players, and just picked all of them. Like, yeah, I've got no clue, but yeah, Scobie's got a thread going, so I'm reading that and whatnot, trying to stay a little bit in the loop, and I'll make a team and see how we're tracking, and maybe if we're doing well enough, I might pay a bit more attention. But we'll jump into the team, see how it looked for this week. This is how it looked. No, it's not. I had Bont as the VC, and I took that with Boyd. Because that was just obviously logical. You're probably all wondering why I'm doing a video at this time as well. I actually took the Thursday, Friday off. Me and the missus were thinking of going away for a long weekend because it was Mum's birthday where we were thinking of going away, but then didn't end up happening. But yeah, she has her last shift at her current workplace before she moves to another one, so she'll be home probably one or so. So yeah, I had some time in the morning. I was like, sweet, I'll jump on, do a Supercoach video because I just haven't been doing them. Probably sit down and stream some video games for a bit just because I got nothing else to do, Took the dog for a walk. I was a good man that way. So, but yeah, this is how the team's looking. And look, backline, I'm not unhappy with it. Missing Nas does hurt, but yeah, Zorka's been really bad, someone I wish I could have gotten out of. Stewart's obviously a budget pit, but he's been fine. But yeah, obviously someone you don't really want to be in because he has all these injury risks all the time. He got subbed as well, which was super painful. These midfielders, we've had some massive midfielders, and I've got Jack Steele going 44 in a game. My lord. He was actually my lowest scoring player, but I'm pretty sure I don't even have 23 playing players at the moment. Yeah, because of the way I messed up my team earlier in the year as well when I made an upgrade and I moved McCartan into the back line. I didn't realize, but I put myself in this position where I've locked him into the back line. It's either him or Rosie. So I've actually put myself with my 23rd, who was meant to be McCartan, can't even get on field. So it's just. I've screwed myself. So yeah, I've ended up with 22 without McCartan, which sucks because he's scoring well and I'd love to have him on field. So yeah, just really punishing myself here and there. Steele, yeah, just the 44 really hurts. I mean, Steele, pretty bad pick overall. As much as he's been fine, he's got a good run home as well. Did you see those three matchups? Damn. But yeah, we picked him up for this, 117, 106, but then drops a 56, but then really good form, and then a 44. These 4 weeks of like decent scoring, maybe averaging close to 110, but then dropping a 50 odd on round 5, it's just not worth it. Yeah, I've had him for, how many weeks? 10 or so? I mean, not even 10, that's 4 there, 2 there, 2 here. So, 8 weeks I've had him for in total? And he's had 2 sub 60 scores, 56 and a 44. So it doesn't matter if the rest of his scores are good. It's super painful, especially in these head-to-head leagues where we're having massive scores go out of them. We saw Rao get a big score. Obviously, Anderson's playing good. There's so many good midfield premiums, and I have someone like Steele, whose 44 is counting. It's not even getting rotated out as my 23rd. It is counting as I only have 22, and it's just punishing me. And this is what I talked about with these value premiums. We got Oliver, we got Chera, value premiums. I'm missing a 23rd, which sucks. As I said, Stewart's also a bit of a value premium. Yeah, it's just not good enough. We don't have things like Jackson. We don't have things like Grundy. We went for Meek when obviously Cherry got wrecked, and that just backfired horribly. He just hasn't been good. It was unfortunate too because he was in some good form before I brought him in, and I thought, yeah, this will be fine. And then he's had some really bad games in the team. Just looking at it, I thought these would be easier. I thought Port would be an easier matchup. I understand that it can be a bit harder against the Pintnet. But yeah, he'd been in some good form. Obviously, he had this real slump early where he dropped a massive price. But then some decent scoring, floor of 90s, 130s coming out, and then he comes to my team and he has his lowest score since round 12 back-to-back weeks. Just super frustrating in that way. He's got obviously Riley O'Brien this week, who was a hard matchup too. Did okay against him last time. Darcy Cameron's a bit of an easier matchup. Gorn's a hard matchup, and McInerney's a hard matchup. So it's just, yeah, made the wrong call there, which sucks. Obviously, I would never go to Grundy because it was too expensive. But the other options, obviously, Sweet that week came out of the 200, so that would have been sick. But I was against Meek as well, which is crazy. Yeah, I'm just missing these guys that are scoring monster scores, unfortunately, and I have some value guys that are putting in some absolute duds. I mean, 2 60s, a 40, 3. Oh my god, there are so many 60s. 4 60s and a 40, that's insane. No wonder I'm just getting stomped each week. I basically have rookies, it looks like. Now, yeah, this week coming into it, it's pretty obvious in my opinion that you want Gorn as your VC. Look, it's hard because I was going to VC Bont, but then I realized, obviously, Gorn on the West Coast, he scored 200 on them last time. There's no way you can not VC Gorn because there's a chance he goes 200. And if you get a 120 at a Bont, you're going to sit there being like, but what if Gorn goes 200? So I think Gorn's a very obvious VC option. If you have a Rowell or an Anderson, they're the backup guys. Me personally, I just don't really have good backup options. So if you have Nass, I think he'll be a good backup option. The other way I'm thinking is maybe Smith. But, yeah. Hopefully I just take Gorn. I'm probably just going to end up taking Gorn. Even if he has a down game, instead of scoring 200, he'll probably still score a 135, and you'll be like, okay, he's got to take that anyway. So, it's fine. It's probably just Gorn as the answer. But yeah, team sucks. I suck. Not doing well in leagues. Unfortunately, my cash league, as much as it started strong, I've lost a fair bit of the last few games, and I've dropped down to 5th right before finals, which just super painful. Because all the teams are way better than mine, and I have to hope for a really fluky win. I needed to finish top 4 and hope for one of the first 2 games to be a fluky win, just to get to top 4, like final 4 in finals. But no, I've gone ahead, dropped down to 5th. I'm probably going to get stomped by 8th because I've checked the top 10 guys in that cash league, and I'll be honest, it's a cash league where all of them play for the cash league. Like they play for cash leagues, they don't play for overall. So I'm the only guy where it's like my team is really bad right now, and these guys, they're all putting out scores like 2,800 this week. I think 3 of them got 2,800 this week, a few 2,700s, and I'm just over here with 2,400 getting absolutely ruffled. So yeah, super painful there. But yeah, that's the Supercoach team. We're going to jump into the game day squad stuff because I've enjoyed doing that, obviously. The last few weeks in game day squad haven't quite gone the way that I wanted it to go, unfortunately. I think just bad predictions and... Okay, there we go. Hit me with some... Oh, there we go. Oh my lord, what's just happened? But we'll jump in here, have a look at it. I don't know what it's doing. Just refresh, sure. I probably should have had it up and ready to go before the game, but I didn't. Yeah, I've made some mistakes in my game day squad stuff. I mean, this was a starter team this week, which wasn't too bad. We had, unfortunately, some floor games with, like, some Tom Greens and stuff. Ash was down. I put Schultz in, which is weird, but yeah, I thought going into Richmond he might get a good game, which he matched. He actually did better than some of the others, so it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was terrible. Look at the rank. Ugh. Yeah, haven't had some good status things either. Wait, what's my notifications for? Just games. Okay. But I did manage to get top 100 at least in Contender, which I haven't done the last couple of weeks, so I should get player packs. Where are packs? Here we go. Okay, we'll just quickly open all of these. Sure. Apparently I haven't opened them in like a couple of weeks because a few have stacked up, I think. Whoops, my bad. Once again, just shows how much I've faded off the footy stuff. Let's see if we get anything with this 3-player common pack. Okay, yep, expected to get nothing, so such is life. But yeah, we're just going to quickly get rid of these teams, and we're just going to go through it nice and quick. I say nice and quick, but I don't know if it'll be nice and quick. And empty out the classic team, because I actually got like McCluggage and Fletcher in there and stuff. And oh yeah, Steel baby. Hall, okay, crazy. I love Hall. Hall's actually been doing well, really well. And they've got North this week. Do I actually run Hall? I'll probably run Hall, right? Why not? So yeah, we definitely run, I think, Sinclair and Nass. Sorry, this is why I like to actually have Supercoach up, because it at least shows me the fixture. Because otherwise I forget the fixtures. Alright. We're still going to go Whitfield just because of the role. I've kind of fallen out of love with Zorko as a pick, which, yeah, it is what it is. McKerch is going to St Kilda, which can be leaky in defense and let players get away with that sort of chip mark. So I kind of want McKerch, who's just been an absolute monster in this game mode. I must have scrolled past him somewhere. There he is. What else have we got? What are the matchups we want to target? Melbourne into West Coast. Saints and North, either way. That's fine. I don't mind. Oh yeah, Gold Coast into Richmond. Do we go for Johnny Noble? Yeah, let's go for a Johnny Noble. Why not? Oh, Sydney actually into... Yeah, no, that's got to be a pick. Because Essendon is so leaky to designated kickers, so we'll go for it that way. Okay, so this leaves open an Ash and Holmes into Port, Sheasel into St Kilda, Clark into Carlton, Dale into GWS. Mills has been good as well from behind the ball. I reckon we just probably go Holmes here. This is hard in reality, especially when I'm putting in people like Noble and McKercher, real left of field options there. But you got to do something different to, actually get good scores. Yeah, definitely Anderson. If I have Rowell, yeah, probably Rowell as well. We will do both of those into Richmond. Unfortunately, the Melbourne midfielders just aren't really up to scratch, so we won't be going for any of those guys. Oh my god, they're so far down. That's just how poor they are. Nuts. Um, Ed Richards could get the Bedford tag. I think we'll still run Bont because he's always good in this matchup. McCluggage into Pies, I actually think should do well. He usually does well on twice. Dacos last time against them went nuts. Is there any way they let him get off the chain again? There's no way they let him get off the chain again, right? Absolutely no way they're going to let that happen. Brayshaw into Carlton. Carlton are a harder matchup. Zach Butters into Geelong could take a tag. Josh Dacos has been obviously very good as well. Will Ashcroft tore us up the last couple of times. Probably just go back to the top of the ladder guys. The guys that are consistently good every week. Dawson might take a Finn McGuinness tag, so maybe not Dawson. I think we will go for Dacos. They might put attention into him, but he's just so good. Steele into North. I can't pick Steele after he scored 61, can I? That was so bad. Merritt probably takes a James Jordan. I don't really know if James Jordan's been doing anything recently, but he could take one. Hard final pick. I actually think it might just be a green. Because dogs don't tag and silver Tom Green. So, yeah, probably go in that angle. I've got room for... Okay, because I threw both my golds in there. I got one more silver left. Gorn obviously into West Coast. And I think English into Briggs isn't bad. But, oh no, we got to go Grundy into Essendon. What am I thinking? Grundy into Essendon, very obvious lineups there. If I had either of those gold, I'd be putting them both gold if I had the choice. Because they're nuts. Smith is just always a guaranteed lock. Kennedy's also been way too good as a forward. Like, it's one of those things with forwards where you just see it drop off so much. Like, 140 drops off. Obviously, you have to pick him. But then you have these sort of 110 guys, and then it's down to 1-3 really quickly. So, you, basically just lock in the top end guys. I think, McRae into North is fine. Obviously, Graham Myers, we just look at sort of every week, and Jackson every week. Pickett's been on a tear, plus going into West Coast. There's no way I don't pick that up. This is where it becomes a bit hard. As much as Daniel's roll's good, he isn't doing it. Darcy is a real, like, when he tears teams up, he tears them up. Mannon's okay. Yeah, and this is where I go all the way down, and I'm like, well, do I do the Maxi Hole into North? I actually want to do him. I don't have the budget for him, though. I'd actually have to swap out Green. I'm actually going to do it. Stuff it. Let's just do it. Max Hall's been in such good form. Yeah. No way, I moved out... Oh, no, he's still there. Remove card. Okay, let's just move Dawson in for a second. Okay, fine. I don't know why that's doing that. I was trying to say remove, but sure. Okay, we're going to bring Hall in. Well, it's actually really hard to change any of these guys out. Yeah, this is actually really hard. I think I'll just go with this. Stuff it. Now, I'm not going to go Dawson here. Who am I going to go? It has to be a Bronzy, first of all, because I've gone beyond my limits. Could go Heaney into Essendon. He probably tears them a new one, doesn't he? Track could do it into West Coast, but I don't know. I just not feeling them. Not feeling them at all. I'd feel more confident going. I mean, the thing. Nah, Heaney into that is fine. Heaney, Dacos, and Green are probably my main considerations. Maybe a Brayshaw. Stuff it. I'm going to roll the dice with a Heaney pick. I haven't brought Heaney into this team for a long time. I'm going to take advantage of the matchup and just, go there. So it's going to be the team for competitor. Hopefully we do well. We'll see how it rolls. We actually maxed out the celery cat, which I never do in this game mode because I usually don't run something like a max all. But as I said, the man's been in good form, doing really well. And with that bit of a boost that he gets off the gold, Like, yeah, just super worth. Like, if I look at him as a player card, we look at his season info. I don't know why it's not giving me his season stats. Okay, well, we won't look at those, but the answer is they're good. Well, they've been bad, but then, like, he's been consistent over the last few weeks. 103 is obviously really good. If he comes out with another 100, that's satisfactory for a forward. If he can do beyond that, like if he comes into a good game, he does have the ability to go 130. So yeah, I'll run max Hole, see how we go. But yeah, that's gonna be my video for the week, guys. Went way longer than expected, especially for this point of the season. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate, as I said, all those that have tuned in, liked, and subscribed for their consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into the YouTube feed. Till next time, guys. Peace. Later.